Good morning. It is Monday. It's Labor Day. Mm. So I just wanted to make this one really quick before I jump over to my Kismet and get into some cards. So I'm gonna throw this card for everybody, this deck. Um, but I wanted to say about current events and this current time, what I've observed is there's definitely a tremendous chaos in the air. There is a heaviness that wants to pull us down. Um, I don't know that I feel like I've been experiencing attack, but kind of like more of an AI kind of getting my head going, making me think of all the negative self-talk in the past that's brought me down, kind of knocking my foundation out from under me. And I woke up this morning just before it got light, and it's like my mind was just a train that I couldn't stop. And I normally do not have that problem. I am a super sleeper. It's my superhero ability. um, but anyway, I finally remembered, and this is when you know it's some kind of attack, is that it's like you're in a stupor and you can't remember how to fend off the attack. You have to work really, really hard to remember. And so it's like, I call on Jesus, of course, he's my go-to. And then it's like I started to break through and I went, oh, invoke the gene decode Jesus prayer. And I just invoke it. I mean, it's a long ass thing, and it's in my prayers and invocations playlist on this channel. And I heartily recommend listening to it at least once. And then you can just invoke it. And they actually did an experiment where they put a written version of this prayer over, like they found some nanoparticles in a sports drink. And she kept it under a microscope, put the prayer there, prayed over it, came back a day later, and all of the nanoparticles had disassembled. So it's really powerful. So anyway, I think that everyone's kind of picking up on the chaos that's coming our way, that is being brewed up, and we know not to give into it. We know that they're trying to get us to co-create chaos with them. I think there is an incredible battle that has been heating up. Most of it's behind the scenes, but what can we do? What can we do? So I have been writing a book called Little Things for about 5 years. And I have been really compelled to come back to it. And as a result, I don't feel motivated to do much else in my life. And I don't write more than a couple of hours a day. So I have all this extra time, which tends to get my negative self thought going and the depression. And what am I doing? And why am I doing this? And my guides are like, just be here. This is okay. Just be here. So one day I was compelled to write a chapter on depression in my Little Things book because I'm like, hey, this is where I'm at. So what are the little things that we can do to pop ourselves up out of depression? The caveat is that sometimes the little things approach won't work because that depression is coming from a need to grieve something, a need to feel something that you're repressing, sorrow, anger, processing something really deep. Sometimes there's a biochemical imbalance, and antidepressants are the answer, at least temporarily. But there are times when doing the practices of little things can make an immense difference. So I'm going to attempt to bring this up. Can I bring this up? Can I? Okay, if I minimize this screen, I won't see myself. But you can probably still see me. I'm not seeing whether or not I'm probably still streaming. Okay, I don't know how to do share screen or any of that. So I am going to, I know that it's in my email. I can pull it up in my phone. Yay! So get out your pencil and paper and be willing to make some lists about things. This is a very practical book. It's a very practical chapter. and it can make a really big difference. It did pop me up out of my depression, which, really floored me and made me very happy. Okay, where is it? Hmm, I'm sorry about this. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't find it. Promise I will find this in just a moment. Okay, I sent it to John. That is so weird. I'm having all of these like not delivered. Okay, go into sent items. Again, I'm sorry. Really weird. Very strange. Okay, so I can't find it at the moment. So let me try to go from memory. So there are things that we know that raise our vibe, and when we are in a good place, when we're happy, it's easier to make that list. And even if you're going about your day and you're like, wow, that just made me really happy. Um, I'm going to take note of that and keep a place in your phone where you write these things down. Like, recently my daughter was out and we all went and played laser tag. And I was like, oh my God, that was so fun. I just ran around screaming on adrenaline. I did very poorly, but it was really fun. So you can't always just like go play laser tag. But okay, so here's a list like music, mantra, dance, gesturing. Putting music on is the first thing that began to pop me up out of this. I'm old fashioned. Can't believe I'm saying that because I have Pandora and like not Spotify, but I just do shuffle stations or what I feel like listening to. Classical music definitely raises your vibe. So consider putting that somewhere on your playlist. Or when you're listening to something and you're like, oh my gosh, I love that. Take note of it because you're going to need it in the coming months. It's going to get more intense. And this whole video is just to say we're going to have to work a little harder, I think, to keep our vibe up. And it's important to have your ammunition ready. And so, something else that I've discovered is that pretending to be happy is very powerful. Messages go from your body to your brain and your emotions. It doesn't just come from mind to body. So, like the example is when you smile, your body thinks you're happy. Have you ever noticed yourself making a gesture that reminds you of somebody? Um, Maybe a memory of a parent or a sibling, and you're like, ew, I just reminded myself of something they did that I didn't like. And instantly there's this sort of framework that comes in that goes, am I like that? And if you don't check it, it can just kind of run wild and you can kind of go off on this tangent about yourself. And it all came from an expression or a gesture. So you can be intentional about all of that. And that's what this whole book that I'm writing is about, is being intentional, underwhelming yourself. My guides are really pushing me to get it done. And I've had so many requests, even from people who aren't neurodivergent, to be like, yeah. So I talked to the spirit of the book, and she said it's going to become really important coming up, that people are able to grab this and use it. It's kind of like a workbook and just gives you a lot of ideas about every category of your life. What are some little things to get you unstuck and moving towards something? So I guess that's about it. I do want to refer to my playlist. Because under prayers and invocations, there's I forget what the mantra is called, but it's Gobinde, Mukunde, and I do a I just came up with movements for this, and I've deeply embodied these movements. And this is a fantastic thing to have in your arsenal against negative vibrations to be able to embody this. So, like out on a walk, I say the chant, I do the motions, and it's a instant vibration raiser. And there's also a breathing practice that I've learned where you say, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So if you're familiar with that, maybe I should put that in my list of prayers and chants too. But you start at the bottom chakra, and each syllable rests in a chakra. And the more specific you can be, the more powerful it is, but you don't have to be. I've found instant calming just when I do this. So on the in breath, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So it's a total of 12 syllables. So the last one on the ascending is back here, and then the first one on the descending is here. It's a Yogananda practice. It's actually kind of a secret thing, but it's extremely powerful. And basically what you're invoking is consciousness of the oneness with the divine. So those are some ideas, and don't get too discouraged. Know that we've all chosen to come here together at this time. We're a team, and we're all helping out. And this is one of the things I'm doing to help the cause. So anyway, trust yourself, trust the path, and I will see you possibly over on Kismet. Okay, bye.